It would be really, really ballsy of the Grammys to give this song Record of the Year.
I don't know if they have a big enough set.
I don't think they do.
Welcome to Get to the Hook. And the hook this week is, let's just cut right to it. Angry, right? That everyone who's a music fan is angry because it's Grammy nominations time. We could say we're celebrating the Grammys,
Sure.
But really this is just about people being upset with selections and non-selection. So I am your co-host, Charles Latibaudiere.
And I'm your co-host, Eric Colley.
So, we're going to get right to the hook here because, and look, we're not going to go through, there are
8 million categories. We're just going to do the big four.
We're going to the big four because really, at the end of the night, when is it, in January or February this year?
I think February.
Yeah. When it's all said and done, these are the categories that everyone's going to be griping about, that they hate the selection, or less likely, they love the selection.
Right.
Because that never happens.
No. Yeah, we're not going to get into like best tropical, Latin, jazz, hip-hop duet, instrumental. We're going to leave those categories.
I'd actually studied up a lot for that one. All right.
The big four categories, if you don't know, are Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and a lot of people always confuse what those two things are. It's in the title. That's how I remember it. Record of the Year is for the recording. It's the song itself. It's the produced thing that you hear.
So that one goes to the...
Record of the Year.
That Record of the Year goes to the producer.
Yes.
Right.
Song of the Year is for the songwriting. It is for how well written a song is, the composition of the song. So that goes to the songwriter. Best New Artist and Album of the Year. Right. And quick fun fact, in Grammy history, only 2 people ever have won all 4 of those in the same night.
Stevie Wonder?
Nope. Who would win Best New Artist, Album,
Carole King?
Song, and Record? Nope.
Oh, Billie Eilish?
She is one of them. She is the second one in 2019. The other one, Christopher Cross. 1980.
Okay, did not see that coming.
Sailing, he got Record and Song of the Year for Sailing, Best New Artist, and his album won Best Album.
I do remember watching the Grammys that year and being like, it was a big night for Chris Cross. All right.
Yeah, Christopher Cross. You got to know.
I know. Chris Cross came later.
Not Mac Daddy Mac.
And they did not have a Christopher Cross night.
Yeah, we're going to look at these because, like you said, it's outrage because it's the usual Grammy thing. It's the mix of the obvious stuff that we all knew was coming. Beyonce, this is her night. She got 11 nominations this year, more than anybody else. Ups her total Grammy nominations to 99, which is the most of anyone ever.
Are you saying she has 99 problems? Because she's had 99 nominations.
But Album of the Year ain't one.
Never got Album of the Year. Never won it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the usual suspects. It's Beyonce, it's Taylor, it's Billie Eilish. It's all the things you thought. And then the curveballs are the curviest curveballs I've seen in a while in these categories. So, let's just play a little bit of Beyonce. It's going to be her night. I think this might be her year for Album of the Year. I don't know.
All right, well,
but I think she's going to probably sweep, and she's nominated in all 4 of the country categories for different songs. So this is Beyonce, her big song, Texas Hold'em.
This ain't Texas, ain't no Hold'em. Hey. So lay your cards down, 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 down.
And that is nominated for Record of the Year.
Great, and it'll probably win something.
She's not going home empty-handed.
Right.
The question for her now is...
I mean, she rarely goes home empty-handed.
But she never gets Record of the Year or Album of the Year. Some of the competition this year... all
right, let's look. Record of the Year.
I think one of her strong... There's a couple strong contenders.
There are.
Some that aren't. Because there are 8 nominees for Record of the Year. 3 of them are not also nominated for Song of the Year, which I think kind of means they are shut out.
So you think that the voters could kind of split?
I think, yeah. Or usually what happens is one song will take both. Because if you're the best written song of the year, they also think you're the best recording. Usually it goes to both. Not always, but a lot of the times. If you're only nominated in one of the categories, I don't think you're going to win the other one. The 3 songs that, first I'll just play one of, I think, what's going to be one of Beyonce's biggest competitions this year. Because the Grammys, as much as they love Beyonce, they also love Billie Eilish. Yep. They can't stop themselves from giving her Grammys.
They can't help it. I just want to see one year where they're like, you know what, Billie Eilish, no, we don't want to give it to you this year. They don't do that.
At this point, even Billie Eilish is like, okay, all right, thanks again, I guess. But she's going to probably sweep a couple things this year with this song, Birds of a Feather.
Birds of a feather, we should stick together. I know I said I'd never think I wasn't better.
I like that song. It's a pleasant song.
It's pleasant. Nice enough.
I'm not gonna be mad if it wins, but I don't
It
know that
doesn't
it should.
deserve. I mean, it doesn't deserve to have like the usual Billie Eilish night.
Right. Yeah, I don't think she's going to this
It'll
year.
win something, and it should. But
Like best pop female vocal or something like that. I don't even know if she's nominated for that. I just assume.
right.
The three of the songs that are up for record of the year, but not song of the year, which I think is going to kind of shut them out. There's a kind of a surprise in here. But first, Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, which a lot of people think was the song of the summer, one of the big pop breakthroughs of the year.
Oh,
Sabrina split herself here. She's up for a record of the year for Espresso, song of the year for Please, Please, Please. I think that's them spreading the wealth, but not giving her actually any of that. 360 by Charlie XCX. You know, this is one of those, it's an honor to be nominated kind of things.
Right.
Because Charlie XCX definitely had a moment this year. Brat Summer, the whole Brat album was a pop culture moment. And this is the Grammys acknowledging, we know you had a big year. We want to nominate you for the thing. You're not going to get it.
Right.
You know it and we know it. But
we want to acknowledge
it is an honor to be nominated. Now, you've
think-
leveled up.
Do you think when you're an artist like Sabrina or Charlie, and you see the competition, can you read the tea leaves the way we are right now? Do you go,
They know.
hey, all right,
There's certain people.
this
like,
is where you really go, it's really just an honor to be nominated.
It really is. And, you know, you get to go to the show. This is good exposure for you. You might get a bump in sales. If you get to perform, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they're looking for. The other act who's nominated for Record of the Year, but not Song of the Year, does not need any recognition. They don't need a bump. They're not going to be there.
They don't need anything.
They're not going to be there. And people, this was a huge head scratcher. And this is where people were like, Grammys, stop Grammying Grammys.
Yeah.
It's this. It's the Beatles now and then.
I can't believe we're complaining about the Beatles, but I am in this case. Okay, here's the best possible spin you could put on this for the Grammys. That they are acknowledging the technology.
That's what I think.
That allowed them to actually put that song together.
Because, again, this is for recording. This is the production. This was the Beatles using AI, not to create a fake vocal. It was just to clean up and make John Lennon's vocal usable. Because it was from a cassette from the 1970s.
That sounded like crap if you heard it.
They said there, not just that it's, you know, a 45-year-old cassette tape, but also when John recorded it, because he had certainly never meant for that to be released. It was just a demo to give to Paul. There was a fan or something, or an air conditioner, I think, buzzing in the background.
Right.
So they had a lot to do to
So that's the best.
I get
possible.
that.
They're like, hey, you know what? We want to acknowledge that there's new technology out there, and it can be used for good, even though everyone's worried about the bad things. We just want to say, hey, good job, guys.
And this is the last time they will ever, ever, ever be able to nominate the Beatles for this. There will be no more new Beatles songs.
Right.
We know that. So, yeah, of course they put them in here. And
They couldn't resist. They couldn't help themselves.
resist.
They couldn't. Like, listen, we may not be able to do this again, guys. So,
And this is also, actually, it's kind of cool for the other artists because I think there's a 0% chance the Beatles win this. Then if you are...
you can say you beat the Beatles.
You're Billie Eilish or you know, Beyonce, you're like, oh, wow, I beat the Beatles this year. Other nominees, Chappell Roan's nominated for Good Luck, Babe. We'll talk a little bit more about her when we get to Best New Artist. Taylor Swift, just, of course she's nominated. She and Post Malone for the song Fortnite.
Now,
But
I feel like that, if I'm handicapping,
think Fortnite?
I think, one, they love Taylor.
They do.
It's a good song also.
I like Fortnite.
It's
A lot of
real,
people
and I'm
crap on that song, but I do like it.
I'm admittedly not the world's biggest Taylor Swift fan, but I like that song.
Yeah.
It's cool. And Post Malone, who doesn't love Post Malone, right?
It's a chance to give both of them a Grammy.
Exactly, to get the two of them up on the stage. That's
Right.
where I'm putting Record of the Year. But
It could be. I'm not going to really argue with you. Even if it's Beyonce's night, if she gets all the country awards, if she gets Album of the Year even, she might not get Record or Song of the Year. And honestly, Texas Hold'em, I don't even think it's the best song on that record. I know it was the first single. It was the biggest hit. I don't think it's the best song. The other nominee, a lot of people think should win. And it was definitely probably the most talked about song of the year.
oh yes,
And it would be really, really ballsy of the Grammys to give this song Record of the Year.
I don't know if they have a big enough set. For
I
this.
don't think they do. I'm talking about Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
By the way, Eric, nice of you to choose like the cleanest.
I know.
That's like the cleanest clip you could have actually ever
Imagine-
selected. And that's the issue with this song.
Imagine Record of the Year says certified pedophile in it.
Who do we exactly? And guaranteed he's going to be there performing it, although he's performing at the Super Bowl.
Oh,
So
and
will they?
Is it the week before or the week after? It'd be the week after.
It's
I
going to
think.
be the week after. So they're not
might
going to
not.
have an issue. He might play it as part of a medley or something.
Maybe.
But
And you know,
I just think
it also burns bridges with Drake. But remember, Drake and The Weeknd both have said they don't submit
done
to the
with it.
Grammys. They're like, we're done with you. We don't care. So the Grammys have nothing to lose. They're not going to like make Drake mad.
who was the clip? We got someone associated with the Grammys. Who was it? We got him at the airport, and they said that they are absolutely going to give this song strong consideration. And we asked about, it's a diss track, and
Yeah.
and they're like, look, some songs. Oh gosh, who
I don't
was
remember
it?
who that was.
I can't remember who it was, but
This song is so far beyond just being a diss track at this point. It was.
it is. But again, that's the thing that I always think when I think about, and I think about it with the Super Bowl. You're going to have, and I get it that Drake's not suing, and I know why he's not, just PR wise, going
Yeah.
through all of that. But legally, like you have a song where this guy is just flat out calling someone a pedophile.
Like,
And that's going to happen during the Super Bowl and potentially during the Grammys again. So do they have the cojones to actually call him up on stage for Record of the Year?
it would be such a massive moment for the Grammys if they do that. They rarely give rap songs any consideration for Song or Record of the Year. And if they do, it's usually something much more pop leaning or,
Right.
or something they can feel good about giving it to.
Right.
This
This may not be it. This might not be it.
Yeah, I mean the probably A minor part and all, like the whole thing. But
Yeah.
there's no denying. I think it was the song of the year, just as far as
Yes, and that's why
it
they
wasn't the
had to.
biggest hit of the year. Which side note on that, Shabuzi's a bar song, which is going to come
Mhm.
up. It was nominated for Song of the Year. Just spent its 17th week at number 1 on the Hot 100 this week, which now
So
makes
it's
it
got
solely the second longest running number 1 hit of all time. Only
need
2
2
weeks
more weeks?
behind. Yep, Lil Nas X's Old Town Road.
wow.
Which also means that the 2 biggest hits of all time are country songs by black artists. And I love that. I love that. So Song of the Year for the songwriter. So
All right.
Shabuzi, one of the breakout stars of
Mhm.
the year, a bar song, Tipsy, is nominated. Again, not nominated for Record of the Year, so I think that kind of hurts his chances a bit. The other 2 songs in this category not nominated for Record of the Year, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Die With a Smile, and Sabrina Carpenter's Please, Please, Please.
hmm
So then we got, again, Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather, Taylor Swift, Fortnite, Chaperone, Good Luck, Babe, Kendrick, Not Like Us, Beyonce, Texas Hold'em.
This might be that's a tough one.
I could see, as a songwriter, as for the writing of the song, maybe Taylor and Post win for this.
hmm
And then Record of the Year could maybe be Texas Hold'em, or maybe they go for Billie Eilish, Chaperone, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Kendrick's not going to get it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get that one. Wow, that's a tough category. You're right. It's not going to be Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. That was a "We love you guys."
Yeah.
So we're gonna
And that's also,
nominate this.
hey, come perform.
right. That's
They still want the star
exactly what
presence.
is exactly.
Yeah.
We need you to come do that performance.
Or does one artist take both? If somebody takes both, I don't think Beyonce would get both song
No.
and record.
but
I
they
think
would give it to
then
Taylor.
They would give it to Taylor or Billy. But that's
Yes.
so predictable and
if
boring.
they did that again, let's just cut to the Grammy anger that will be
I
that will
know.
be on display in February if they were to do that. But
They might. Never
they haven't-
underestimate the
I will
Grammys.
tell you this.
Their ability to Grammy.
You know what they've done? I mean, what they've done here, they've set themselves up so that they could actually do something that people are like, oh, wow, they really stepped outside of themselves here. But they've also set themselves up for
They
just
do it
doing
all
what
the-
they normally do.
Remember when the big controversy like 20 years ago when was it Eminem was up for everything and they wound up giving it to Steely Dan.
Right.
You know, if Kendrick Lamar won Song and Record of the Year and Beyonce got Album of the Year, that would be a shocking thing that nobody would expect and be like, okay, Grammys.
Right.
But and the
yeah.
thing is, like you said, we both like Fortnite. And I'm not mad if it wins, but it's not
It's not like I get it.
I mean, even like, in
it's
Taylor's
not like the
catalog.
most undeniable Taylor
No.
Swift hit.
No, there's other times Taylor probably should have won and didn't, and then there's times she did, and it's okay, I get it.
Yeah.
This one,
Yeah.
Birds
I
of
don't
a Feather, again, it could.
I
I like it, but
wouldn't be shocked if they went with Shabuzi here.
they might. But then again, this is for the songwriting. And also the thing I would love about that is that, it uses a lot of lyrics from Jaquan's Tipsy.
Yes.
And it's a Songwriters Award. So Jaquan in
Jaquan would
2025 will win a Song of the Year Grammy, and that would be really fun. I don't know. What are we saying? You think?
I don't know. I think we basically picked every song.
I know.
with
I'm
the
like
exception
arguing
of
myself into all of them.
with the exception of one. We know it's not going to be Lady Gaga.
Oh, it's not going to
and
be
Bruno.
Please, Please, Please either, I don't think. Because also Please, Please, Please was written by Jack Antonoff, who also wrote Fortnite. And if they're going to give it to him, they're not going to. Although Sabrina had a huge year. I don't know. See, we keep talking
I know,
ourselves
we're
in
talking
and out of
about
stuff.
that.
All right,
well,
Best New Artist.
This won't clear things up. But
This one's
going to
be
Best New Artist.
this one's competitive, I think, between two people. There are 8 nominees for Best New Artist this year. Benson Boone had a huge year. His song "Beautiful Things" was a massive, massive hit. Not really nominated for anything else, so I don't think they're looking at him for Best New Artist.
Right.
And his follow-up single got to number 32, so maybe they're already thinking, is he going to be a one-hit wonder? Maybe not.
Yeah, we don't want to.
And Best New Artist is a tough category because you are trying to pick who you think is a great artist. And in recent years, over the past 20 years, the Grammys have kind of gone very far towards people they have faith in their talent, but that maybe are forgettable to the public, like Esperanza Spalding, or geez, I've already forgotten her name, the jazz artist who won like 2 years ago.
Oh gosh.
I know. See,
yeah,
that proves
I know.
the point. And she's incredibly
But-
talented, and
exactly.
I'm blanking on her name
And
right
so
now.
it's undeniable. When they win it, you're like, all right, I could see where that go. But if it doesn't pan out,
I don't think.
I know.
Sabrina Carpenter is up for Best New Artist, even though she's been around for years, but this was clearly her breakout year. Doechii, the rapper, she did the song Block Boy.
Don't know
Also
that
has a song called Nissan Altima, where she refers to herself as the Trap Grace Jones, which I kind of love. I don't think Doechii's going to win. Khruangbin, a Texas group that's been around for 15 years, they do kind of like a funk rock alt.
Here's why I think they could win it, because it's music that the Grammy voters would say like,
oh, that's art.
no, and they could say that they feel cool.
Yeah.
There's a cool factor for them if they vote for these guys, and the music is
But this one,
something that here's what I'm basing this on. I think of the Grammy voters as basically me, which is not a good thing for everyone who's mad about what the Grammy selects. But I feel like this is like, I discovered this band in the last year, and I know they've been around for a long time, but I was like, this music is so cool.
it is cool. I discovered them because they did some albums with Leon Bridges.
Yes.
And I love Leon Bridges.
That was my entree.
But the
as
thing
well.
is, he said they've been around for like a decade or more. And this wasn't a breakout year for them the same way it was for Sabrina Carpenter. They didn't suddenly become household names this year. They didn't conquer the pop universe or anything like that. I think they're kind of no more famous now than they were 5 years ago.
See, but I think that's what makes.
But then how do you give that
cool
Best New
option.
Artist, though?
Because think about it, they're not giving it to someone who's suddenly super famous, because a lot of times it's been they select the Best New Artist, and most of the pop world is going, I don't really know that person.
Then how do you give it to somebody that you acknowledge has been around for a while and is kind of plugging along doing their thing? It's not like a career win for Best New Artist.
But
That's a weird
they
thing.
selected them for Best New Artist for
They
some
did.
reason.
I think I don't understand why they were chosen this year. Honestly, they could have been nominated any time in the last 5 years.
Right.
They weren't. And again, they didn't
Okay.
have a
All right.
moment this year that made them significantly more high profile than
They played the
previous
Hollywood
years.
Bowl for like 2 nights.
Well, that's true.
Pretty good.
Ray, British singer, she had the song Escapism. I don't see her winning at all. Shabuzi, I don't think will win. Teddy Swims had the song Lose Control. Massive, massive hit.
There's a guy that they
Could.
could go like
Soulful white dude with face
soulful
tats.
white dude, face tats, and so they think he's probably got some longevity.
But he might have that Benson Boone possible stink of one-hit wonder on him. Because Lose Control
So
is
you're
such a huge hit.
saying.
So then
you're
the other
saying that
nominee is
Chappell
Chappell Roan.
You
I
think it's her?
It's either Chappell or Sabrina, and I think Chappell has the pop appeal of Sabrina Carpenter, and it makes them feel younger, the Grammy voters. But also she's like an artist and weird, and who knows what she'll say in her speech, because she might get up there and say the Grammys suck and I hate all of you, which is entirely possible. If somehow you've been under a rock all year and missed Chappell Roan, this song. This is Good Luck, Babe. I also think it helped Chappell that song is nominated for Song and Record of the Year. It probably won't win either one. It might, but I don't think it will. So then the make good is, well, we we didn't give you those, but we'll give you Best New Artist.
Sure.
But
Okay.
that could also apply to Sabrina
Okay.
Carpenter. I don't know. I don't know.
If it comes down to those two, I agree. I think they go Chappell.
I think they go Chappell. I think they see her, as a lot of people have, as not a one-to-one match, but she's kind of like a modern Cyndi Lauper.
I was gonna say, is
Like
this like
quirky,
Cyndi
weird
Lauper,
pop star. And Cyndi Lauper won Best
Madonna?
New Artist.
Is this like the Cyndi Lauper Madonna?
Kinda, yeah. Sabrina Carpenter's
Yeah,
the
is the
hyper-sexed
Madonna.
one that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, might have a longer career. Because Chappell already seems to be very disinterested in being a pop star.
I have a quick side note, if I may.
Yes.
I don't know if you know the answer to this. I just happened to see the clip. It was either yesterday or today. It was a Billy Idol clip,
Hmm.
the music video for Rebel Yell.
Yeah.
It's a live
Yeah.
band performance. There was someone playing keyboards who looks a lot like Cyndi Lauper. And Rebel Yell was before,
Well, it was all 84. That album came out in 83
came out in
and blew up in 84. And
83.
so did She's So Unusual, her album. So it's
I thought he was a year before her, but
not
so
with
then
that
it's
album.
probably not.
It could be, but I don't know. I haven't seen a
Someone
video.
with like a lot of makeup, but the hair seemed like
But
her.
everybody looked like that in the 80s.
Yeah,
So
that's- all right, fair enough. Fair
you know, it's like a lady with a lot of makeup and wild orange hair. Like that is 95%
white lady with a
pop
lot of makeup
stars.
on.
Yeah.
No,
in
not
the
her.
80s on MTV. I don't know. Yeah, I think Chappell's going to win Best New Artist.
I can go with that. Yeah, I think that's where they go with it. Though I really would like to see
Krungbin.
Krungbin.
I like them.
Krungbin.
It's Krungbin, which
Krungbin.
is the Thai word for airplane.
Yeah.
So, and they're from
I
Texas.
dig 'em.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. I think
I
they're
dig 'em.
really cool. I just don't know if they have the name recognition to get Grammy voters behind
Yeah.
them. Album of the year.
All
the
right.
Big one. This is the best
This
picture. This is the
is it.
MVP.
Right.
This is the thing you want. History has already been made in this category this year. The Tortured Poets Department, Taylor Swift, has been nominated for Album of the Year. It is her 7th nomination, more than anyone in history. She has also won this award 4 times.
Her 7th time
More than-
nominated for Album of the Year.
Yeah, and she's won 4. This could be her 5th.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I
Okay.
don't think she wins this year. Because one, and this is the funny thing about the Grammys, it has so little to do usually with the quality of the music. And a lot of people didn't think this was Taylor's best album. I'm not saying it was hated, but
Yeah.
it's not necessarily better than some
If
of her
they're
other
going to take a
albums.
year off from Taylor, this would be it.
They could have an excuse.
Right.
But also, they got so much flack for giving it to her last year. And against Beyonce, always. I think they are not going to give it to Taylor this year. Chappell Roan is nominated for Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. She's not going to win
Not
Album of the
going to
Year.
win it. Nope.
Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, Album of the Year.
Absolutely
She could.
possible.
They've already given it to her.
So what?
I know they have, but like
So what?
a guy named Jacob Collier, who's like a jazz artist, has an album called Jesse Volume 4. This to me is like the
There's your
Charlie
winner.
XCX.
There's your winner.
Oh, could you imagine? No, this is, like I said, it's Charlie XCX. This is,
Oh, Beyonce
Hey, we like
fans
you.
would burn down the arena. Oh my gosh.
but the good thing for him is he wouldn't get any like flack from the Beehive because they won't know his name. So they're like, you know, that guy that won.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win Album of the Year. I think this is just a, hey, we like you.
Right.
It is an honor to be nominated.
Mhm.
That's his booby prize. Charlie XCX again, Brat. No, I don't think that's going to win.
No.
Sabrina Carpenter, Short and Sweet. Don't think it's going to win Album of the Year.
No.
Beyonce, Cowboy Carter.
So
This could be her
to
year.
me, it's either Beyonce or Billie Eilish. My gut says they're going to do what they do, and they're going to lean toward Billie Eilish, and they're going to extend this Beyonce drama a little bit longer. But
There's another
I
nominee.
wouldn't be shocked if they go with
You think
the
this could
other
win?
not.
Okay,
I-
let's
it
play.
is-
Before we even tell you what it is,
Just play it.
just play a little sample. I know it's right.
I'd
on
like
the-
to say that's just the intro to the song, and
No.
like the lyrics are coming up,
It's 12 minutes of that.
but it's 12 minutes of that.
In case you're having a hard time placing the title, because I know you know it. It's that is, I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time. By Andre 3000
Andre 3000.
from his album New Blue Sun, his experimental jazz flute record.
Uh-huh. I put
I
this
hate and love that they nominated this.
I put it a little bit in the Steely Dan category of we just love this artist's body of work, and we were not going to miss this opportunity to get him up here on the stage. If it happens, but mark the date out. This is
And
it. I'm telling
you're
you
going
that
with
it
it.
is certainly possible, but I still think they're just going to lean with they're going to go to their reflex, which is Billie Eilish.
Could be. If Andre did win this, and I don't think he will, it would be his second time because Outkast did win Album of the Year for Speaker Box Down
Right.
Below. So, Andre's a returning champ here. And this is his first album since then, really. So,
Now, can I say,
the Idlewild soundtrack, but that doesn't count.
if how weird would it be that if they do actually go with Beyonce, there are going to be people who say, "Oh, you had to wait until she did a country album."
They
to get
cannot
her.
win here.
So exactly,
And-
which is why I think they don't go with her. They're going to say, "Oh, you waited until she did a country album," and it would also be weird that the Grammys gave her Album of the Year for a country album, but was it the CMAs? What?
Yeah, CMAs where she wasn't nominated.
And she wasn't nominated
That
at
one,
all.
I get that. Again, CMAs, a lot of people got angry about that. The CMAs is basically like the People's Choice Awards. It's what's popular on country radio, and that's why Post Malone got nominated, because he made an album for country radio. Shabuzi got nominated because he made music for country radio.
Can I tell you though?
Beyonce songs don't sound like what's on
Dude,
country radio.
But I'm sorry, the Shabuzi song is no less poppy than Texas Hold'em. No less. It's
True,
the same.
but it
and-
has lyrically, it's the same tropes as country. It's about getting drunk in a bar. Beyonce
So
talks
that-
about drinking in the song, but there's all because Beyonce brought I have the layers of like the African American origins of country music and all that. There was a whole concept to that record that has nothing to do with country radio.
But you just want to talk about a song. I get if they're not going to nominate her.
And also,
but if you're
Texas
going to
Hold'em-
nominate Shabuzi, if you're going to nominate Another Shot, bar song,
Yeah.
there's no way to not nominate.
They also, again, they can because they kind of go by what's big on country radio. A bar song was number one for
And
2 months.
And that was my argument.
And Texas Hold'em peaked at like number 33.
And that's my argument. Why wasn't it bigger on country radio? Why
'Cause it's
did
Beyonce.
country music fans want to hear it?
I mean, to that point, same reason. If Morgan Wallen drops a rap song, I don't expect rap radio is going to start playing it automatically just because.
Fair enough.
You're like, oh, whatever.
Fine.
Whatever.
Whatever.
But also the thing that's going to play in here, I think, and because you got to look at all the politics and how the Grammy voters' minds work. The election's going to factor into this because Kamala lost.
Do
They're-
tell. Here we
they
go.
are gonna
Now I got to
think-
hear this.
We don't want to hear people saying, "Oh, of course, a black woman can't win." And the Grammy voters tend to be very liberal. They're going to think, "Well, this is
But
our
nobody's
retribution for Kamala." It makes no sense. I know it doesn't,
Oh, it doesn't make any sense
but
whatsoever.
you know that's in the back of their minds. We can't have a black woman lose again.
No way. You come
The
on.
Grammys, of course it
They're
is.
not gonna. No way. They wouldn't. No.
Yes, they would. Yes, they absolutely would.
No. Because it's not like anybody on any of the nominees that I know of. Certainly not. I mean, I don't know Jacob Collier's politics, but everybody
He's a
else.
white dude. He's the only white dude nominated.
But everybody else is not a fan of Donald
no,
Trump.
it's not about being a fan of Trump. It's just the idea that black women in this country can't win. That's going to be in their minds. And all these white women are nominated. And Andre 3000 with his flute.
Right.
If Beyonce loses to Sabrina Carpenter or Billie Eilish or Chappell Roan or Taylor Swift, that will happen. That will be the narrative. That's going to be the online
I
outrage.
certainly hope not.
But
I certainly hope.
Have you never been to America?
No,
Of
Are you
course,
new
that's
to
what's
this
going to
country?
happen. That's what's going to happen. And you're right. But if she does win, of course, when she does a country album,
I mean,
there's no winning for the Grammys.
We're going to be so many months. Well, we'll only be a month after the inauguration, so
Yeah.
I guess it will kind of be fresh.
only a couple weeks.
Yeah. All right, maybe it will go that way. But again,
Or maybe they just think Cowboy Carter was the best album of the year.
I guess there's that.
I suppose there's that possibility.
Oh, yeah, we hadn't allowed for that possibility. It will be interesting.
It's not. If she wins, there will be so many narratives around it, and it will be politicized both ways, no matter what happens, which is dumb. But it's certainly not, undeserving of album of the year. You know what I'm trying? Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, wow, this album's
high
like,
praise, Eric. High praise.
I'm sorry, it's not like she released some like mid trash album. They're like, well, we got to give it to Beyonce because we finally have to.
Right.
Cowboy Carter is a good album. It was a good
Absolutely.
artistic statement. It was commercially successful. It could win.
So it could win.
There should be no outrage if it wins.
The only outrage should be if they just give it to Billie Eilish again. And I can't.
Or Taylor.
I don't know. Yeah, or Taylor. I can't rate Billie Eilish albums enough to say whether this one where it falls in
I mean,
her
there
catalog.
aren't that many Billie Eilish albums.
I don't know where it falls in her catalog as far as its quality, but Come on, man. Just do something different. I'm begging you.
But which is funny
Something
because
different.
Beyonce has never won this, but she has more Grammys than anyone in history.
Right, exactly.
So if it's a horse race between Beyonce, Billie Eilish, and Taylor Swift, all of them have so many Grammys at this point.
But the other thing that happens, if they don't choose Andre or Jacob, then what they generally do is they choose someone who's having a huge night, right?
Right.
So if it's not Andre or Jacob,
It won't be.
and it won't be Charlie, then whoever they select for album of the year is probably going to win several other.
Probably.
They never want to see the album of the year. Rarely do you see the album of the year winner just holding that one Grammy.
Yeah.
They always want the photo of them holding 3 to 6 or 7 or 8.
And this could be Chappell Roan could join legends like Billie Eilish and Christopher Cross. And I'm not even trying to crap on Christopher Cross. He's all right. She could win record song, best new artist and album. It's not. I don't think she will, but it's not an impossibility.
Sure.
And she does have. She's captured people's attention this year.
Trust me, it's either the photo op or the complete left turn. It's the photo op or the complete left turn. Mark it here, and that could be Beyonce, because if she wins a bunch of others, then they finally get that photo of her with the album of the year, and that's it.
Yeah. Or they go with all the weird dark horses, and we see the photo in the press room of the people with the Grammys after the big four, and it's Andre 3000, Jaquan, Paul McCartney.
Now, final question.
Yeah.
If Kendrick, and I think he will win something for Not Like Us.
He'll win like best rap song.
Right. He'll win something, and maybe it'll be one where he doesn't have to come up on stage.
Yeah.
But if he were on stage accepting, does he thank Drake?
Ooh.
It feels like
you definitely don't thank him.
It
You
feels
acknowledge
like you
him
got to
at
shout him
all.
out somehow for fueling the competition.
And Drake's
and
never
him getting to
won.
that point.
He never won album of the year or song or record. So
He's never won album, huh?
no.
Well, these are things to look for. Things to
It'll
look
be-
for.
You know what? Actually, it will be. There's so many predictable things on this list, but I think it'll still be an interesting night.
Yes.
By whoever wins or loses, it will be an interesting night.
To me, the thing that's most interesting,
Unless it's all just Billie Eilish.
Right. The thing that's the only thing that's really interesting about the Grammy show itself, to me, the performances.
Yeah.
It's just like the best concert you can watch in a single night. So if you're going to have a bunch of different artists, because it's always, everybody brings their A game, great collaborations, interesting collaborations.
Yeah.
That's the thing I watch for, and then I just listen for all the anger after. Yes, use your anger.
Yeah, all the polite clapping on camera when they don't call your name.
Oh, something to look forward to.
Yeah,
All right.
we got about 3 months.
All right.
And then we will know. Does Beyonce finally win album of the year? Is that going to happen?
She can't even get excited about it anymore. She's just like,
Nah,
oh, whatever.
She doesn't. And honestly, as much as Kanye got in his feelings about it, and Jay-Z's been in his feelings about it, and Adele, Beyonce has always, at least publicly, been very unbothered about it. But
I'm sure she
what
will
is her
continue
speech?
to do that.
What is her speech if she wins? I don't know.
Shout out to Kamala.
But it's 3 months from now. People, you
I
got to be
don't
talking about
know.
who knows what. Also, who knows what's going to be going on 3 months from now?
Well, make sure you tune in, and
we'll come back and see how we did.
And you can. We will make sure to bring all the anger here when it happens. You will hear it here first. That's going to do it for this week. We'll see you next week. Get to the hook.